Mm.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Facebook Live. I am so excited because we are kicking off a brand new series this month called Love Yourself. And what better way to start than by talking about what it means to really be healthy? I hear an echo, so I just want to make sure that we get rid of that echo as we continue on with our conversation today, one that I am super excited about. I have the opportunity to have a conversation or lead a conversation with the amazing Coach Renee Minus from Boxfit Nation. She's joining me tonight, and we're diving into the topic: Is this healthy? Now, this isn't just in terms of fitness, but also in the way that we live, how we move, and how we take care of ourselves holistically. And that's why this conversation is so important to me. We have been conditioned by hustle culture to forget about our self care and to just focus on achieving our goals, fulfilling the many roles: wife, mother, aunt, daughter, and we put ourselves on the back burner. So I'm so excited that Coach Renee, is going to help us understand what it truly means to be healthy. And so, as we have this conversation, I'm going to ask you to ponder and drop in the chat for me, whether you're joining us live or on the replay, what comes to mind when you hear the word healthy? Is it just physical fitness? Or does it go deeper than that for you? Drop it in the comments, man, and let me know. Now, Coach Renee is going to help us probably redefine health in a way that's realistic, sustainable, and empowering. Whether you're just starting your health journey or looking to level up, this conversation is for you. I recently started working out with Coach Renee. I think it's been about a week. I feel
Wonderful.
stronger, I feel healthier, and I feel happier. So grab a pen and paper, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Coach Renee, welcome to tonight's conversation.
Good night. Thanks for having me.
Great. So let's start with this. In your opinion, Coach Renee, what does being truly healthy mean to you?
Well, that's a very broad question. When I say broad question, because we can answer that in many different ways. But however, for me, being truly healthy, it reflects to gaining control. You know what I'm saying? When I say gain control, you want to be in control of your mind space. You want to be in control of your physical movement. You want to be the one who determines where I'm going to be strong, where I'm going to be healthy, where I'm going to be sound in my mind. So you want to be the one controlling that. So being healthy to me means doing all the necessary actions, taking all those necessary actions to make this happen, for you to be the one controlling your health, your well being. Okay. So that's the way I see. Um,
Okay, and so what I'm hearing you say is health is just, it's more than physical, it's more than just taking care of the body. Being
yes.
healthy is more of a holistic view, everything that impacts you, everything generally in life. It's really what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
So then, when we think about healthy or being healthy, I don't know if we often think about wellness, but let's differentiate the difference or see how they tie in together.
Mhm.
So, what does wellness truly mean to you?
Now, wellness means walking in your full, true existence without illness. For some people, they say wellness is without illness and stuff like that. But it's not just about not being ill and you're walking about. It's about being balanced, and being balanced straight across the whole aspect of man. You know, in your home, in your lifestyle, whatever you do for fun, being balanced at work, being balanced financially, physically, being balanced straight across the board. That is wellness. Wellness is being balanced in the whole man. You know?
Now, Coach Renee, this word balance is a little tricky.
Go ahead.
When we think about balance, we think about equal, like the law emblem that has the two scales there.
Yeah.
And so when we think about balance, we think about all things being equal. Like you have enough, the same amount of rest as you have work, as you have
Hmm.
peace, as you have everything else. But is
Hmm.
that really what balance looks like? Like how does balance really work?
Okay. Let's use the word moderation to clear up this balance. Okay. So we once you bring moderation in every aspect of your life, do things in moderation. Do things you don't want to go to the extreme to one, dipping the balance, going to the extreme to the next end, dipping the balance. No, you want to be in moderation. You want to be like right there. You don't want to tilt the scales so high till you fall into some sort of injury or some sort of um, um, anything that can harm you. Okay. So either you do anything that is you do too anything that is good, you do too much of, or to the extreme that is not in moderation, it can also harm you. And that goes both ways. Anything that you do
Ah,
bad that is to the extreme, it can also harm you. So you want
right.
to have everything in balance.
All
Okay.
right. I understand that because moderation is key. A lot of times when we begin this healthy lifestyle, like, how is the new year? Everybody is now on a health kick. They want to drop weight. They want to get healthy. They
Yes.
want to feel well. And so it's an overexertion of going to the gym, eating foods that are really, not nutritious, or even if it's nutritious, it's just not tasty. And so by the end of February or the end of March, you're just like going to the next extreme now because
Yeah.
you've robbed yourself of, time, you've robbed yourself of tasty meals that are truly balanced because you've gone to the extreme. So I really like that explanation and understanding that moderation is key. I have a cancer survivor. Me and her have a tussle all the time when we talk about moderation,
Mhm.
because our conversation of moderation is usually about 3 times a week, and this is about cakes and treats or whatever. And for me, like 3 times a week is a habit. That's not moderation. But for her, that's moderation. And so moderation could mean different things to different people, but truly
Yeah.
there has to be a clear definition of how to eat moderately, how to exercise moderately, and not subjected to our personal feelings. And so I'm glad that you really shared
Yeah.
what it means to live it with moderation.
Right.
Now
And
we're in and go ahead, coach.
yeah, let me just slip one more thing in there as well. I hope I didn't lose my train of thought.
That's all right. It'll come
Uh,
back.
oh my God, I hope I didn't lose my train of thought.
We're talking about moderation and that,
Mm.
people, it means different things to different
Yes.
people. Yes.
Yeah. So I went to say, because you gave the example of the cancer survivor. Then that's another thing we need to look at as well. When you take on a lifestyle change or journey, or you want to come back into balance or come into wellness, what you want to do is find out where you at. Okay. So where she was at, she has to find the balance scale for that and not say, I have three pieces of cake and that's moderation. Okay. But where are you at? Or does your body have too much of it now and you need to get rid of all of the excess first? And then when your body is balanced out, then you incorporate it on a balance scale from there. It's the same thing with people with injury. You have a knee injury, you want to find out where you at. You want to know, okay, should I go running or should I go swimming? Know where to take the balance, where you can balance the scale.
I love that. I love that. And that's going to be different for different people, knowing where
Yes.
you're at. So
Yeah.
that's a key thing to recognize. And for those of you who are watching live, drop some notes in the chat for us, please. Coach Renee has already spoken about moderation. So put a note in the chat about moderation for me. That's going to look different for different people. And balance is there's no true equal imbalance, right?
No.
So just and put some notes for the people who will catch the replay. And thank you so much for tuning in and watching us live. So, Coach Renee, we're in the month of February now. You know,
Mhm.
January came, all with the new year, New Year's resolutions. And a lot of times we make resolutions to lose weight or get healthier in the new year. I'm
Right,
guilty. I've been doing it for like 20 years, right? Early in the year, you focus on trying to make sure that you can exercise and eat right and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes people struggle to get ahead on their fitness journey. And even when you like, from, and I'm going to use myself as an example a lot. Like I've been walking for years, but walking in my comfort zone. And you made me
right,
realize that last week that, you know what, I'm on my fitness journey, but I'm still struggling, even though it looks like I'm making movement because
right,
I'm doing what's comfortable and I'm not stretching. I'm not stretching myself. So my
right,
muscles have become accustomed to just a stroll.
right.
So, what are some but people struggle to get started on their fitness journey. So, what would you recommend would be like the best way that they could take the first step? Because you only need to take the first step, right?
That's it. That's it. Hey, movement is life. And in order for you to start on this journey, you have to recognize that you're embarking on a new lifestyle. You know, you're creating a new environment for yourself. You're creating a brand new ecosystem in your mind, body, and spirit. So when you want to start off in your health and fitness journey, the first thing I would ask for you to do is start off where you are. Start off in small portion. If you cannot run a mile, then let's walk. You know, you don't have to walk a mile. Let's walk for 15 minutes. Okay. If you just small steps. You could stay home, you could do stretching. You can stretch in your sofa. You can do I have some ladies, we do sit down exercises. We do chair aerobics and we sit down at home, especially if it's a rainy day or for some reason we can't meet one on one. And we run miles right there sitting down in the chair.
In the chair.
Yeah, in the chair.
Wow.
So you can
I
do,
want to do that. That sounds so exciting.
careful what you ask for. So you can start off with little movements at home. You could do push-ups off of the kitchen counter. You could do squats by holding onto the kitchen counter and just squatting down and coming up. You could do deep breath, deep breathing, relaxing the mind and the spirit. You can do there's a lot of little things that you can do. But what I would recommend that you first do is to know your why. Why do you want a lifestyle change? Because it's a lifestyle change. It's not,
Yeah.
I just want to lose weight. Because I've over the years I've seen people, they wanted to lose weight, but they didn't want a lifestyle change. However, what happens is you get to the point that you're losing the weight, but because you didn't change your lifestyle, you gain it back over time. So you want a lifestyle change. You want to know why you would like to get moving again, why you want good health, or maybe it would be for good health, maybe it would be for weight loss, maybe it could be, I just need to gain strength, I just need to be agile, you know. However, you start off small and you create it to become a habit for yourself. And when it becomes a habit for yourself, then your whole life starts to change and evolve around it. So I would say small steps and get a coach. Get a coach. Get into a community that people are walking. Get a partner or somebody that can hold you accountable. Those are little things you can start off with. At least you know, okay, I don't feel like walking today, but hold on. I know Sister Sarah coming for me. I better put on my shoes.
I
Okay.
love it. I love it, Coach Renee. And
Mm.
so starting doesn't have to be going to the gym, working out on the machines. Like,
Uh-huh.
sometimes when we think about getting fit, we have these big ideas of we're
Yeah,
gonna go to the gym 5 days a
yeah,
week, we're gonna do aerobic classes, we're gonna do the treadmill, the stair climb,
yeah.
all of these things, which aren't sustainable because our bodies aren't used to it, right?
Right.
So if we do not know how to start, starting small, I love how you are suggesting to start small, because just getting up from the couch where you sit every day
Mhm.
and moving 2 or 3 times to your bedroom is a start. That's like
Yes,
movement. You're not just sitting every day.
exactly.
So and I want to also make sure that people understand this movement journey is personal to them, right? Not because Duquesa could do 10 10 push-ups, which I can't, by the way, but means that you should be able to do it. So just look at where you are, know your health, know your
Yes.
capacity, and you measure yourself against that versus
Yes.
looking at what other people are doing and trying to do what they're doing, right? But last week when you and I went out, Coach Renee, on walking on the street, I did not know that I was going to be stretched a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we were moving along and you were stretching your stride, and I'm like, can your legs really, your stride really, right? Right. But what I realized during that is that there was the capacity for more, but because I was afraid to do more,
Right.
that I just stayed stagnant. So I love how you're telling us to just do a little bit more, and
Right.
that's going to help get us into action. Now, we work out together last week, Monday, and I think we did Wednesday. And
Yes.
Saturday, when I came into the gym and we were boxing, and I was like, I can do this every day. And that's just because I got started. So
Yes.
that speaks to the value of really getting started. Now, Coach Renee, we've gotten started, and it's all about loving ourselves because when we love ourselves, we take care of ourselves.
Most definitely.
As a caretaker, because that's who I am. I took care of my mom, I took care of my children, I take care of people generally. I coach women, and so I'm taking care of other people. And we've been taught to be selfless, which
Mm-hmm.
has been misconstrued over the years because we have taken being selfish as something that's bad.
Right.
However, when it comes to having the capacity to take care of other people, we have to first know how to take care of ourselves. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
do we love ourselves and take care of ourselves to the place where we're not depleted, and then we can help other people. So, when it comes to daily habits that people can start to do to show themselves that, hey, I love you. I'm going to have a green smoothie today. Hey, I
Right.
love you. I'm gonna take the stairs and not the elevator. Like, what are small things that people can do, just little habits that they can begin to incorporate that says, man, love yourself. Love
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Okay. So herein lies. I just want to touch a little bit on selfishness. We've been taught to be selfish, but we are creatures of self-preservation. Okay. We're supposed to take care of self first. Okay. But we've been taught on how to be, especially us women. Oh, hallelujah. We've been taught to take care of the world and leave ourselves neglected. But self preservation comes in first. That's the only way we can take care of the world. Okay. So, in order for you to take care of your family, to take care of your parents as they age, or take care of a sick loved one, or take care of babies, whatever the case may be, as a woman, you first have to take care of yourself. Now, don't forget, our good Lord and Savior said, "Love your neighbor as you love yourself." So you can't love everybody else and leave yourself neglected. Okay, that's putting the cart before the
Man,
horse.
hold on. I have to type that. Hold on. Love your neighbor as yourself.
As you love yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful. As you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful. So that there's the indication that you gotta love you first.
You have to love you first.
You have
You
to
have to love
now.
you first.
Now, I know we're talking about these steps that people can take to show themselves that they love themselves, simple things that they can do. But I want to bring this conversation specifically to the cancer patients and the cancer survivors who are watching, because we do have a number of them watching
Yes.
this conversation.
Shout
When
out
you
Grace.
when you go through a battle with cancer, right, you are in preservation mode. So the first thing that you're thinking
Yes.
of is, I have to live. I have to fight to live, right? So
Exactly.
you are in that. But simultaneously, there are some other things that you're thinking about. One, you want to be normal. You aren't normal, right? You got when you have surgery, when you have certain parts of your body taken off, then like there are things that you have to do. Like you have to keep your arms down so you don't get lymphedema. You have to
Mm-hmm.
not overwork these muscles. But there's also this desire to be what was, right? And what
Yes.
was normal. So if you were to talk to the cancer patient or the cancer survivor who's watching now or who will watch on the replay, as it comes with um, being healthy, particularly after winning the battle with cancer,
Yeah.
what would you say to them about the new normal that they need to create?
First of all, I would like to congratulate you, ladies, for surviving the battle of your life. You're more a champion than I could ever be. All right. I've watched my mom. I took care of my mom and I watched her pass away from cancer. Okay. So what I can say to you is like we spoke earlier, know where you are, know where you are. And I look at it as a new leaf on life. You have a new slate, you have a new canvas. So the first thing I could recommend that you do is put all the goodness back inside of your body. Put all of the nutrients, all of the minerals, all of the vitamin, all of that vital life that was trying to get sucked out of you. Replenish that. Start there. Start with nourishing your cells. Start with electrifying yourselves. Eat electric food. Send those electricity back into your life. Okay? Start there. And as you start there, your cells are going to regenerate and your muscles are going to get stronger. And your respiratory system and circulatory system is going to get stronger to the point that then you would want to move. You would feel the desire to start moving. So you would have your body is going to do a ripple effect once you start from where you are. Okay, you're at a place where you have a clean slate. Fill your body with nourishment, nutrients, replenish, and regain yourself. Okay.
I love that. I love because you know what? How you said that made a light bulb come off because we often think that we're losing something. For instance, I had a hysterectomy, so my reproductive system was removed, and I've lost something, right? That's what you think.
Mm-hmm.
However, you've also regained something because you've removed something that had the capacity to take your life. Now you have something new. You have a new era ahead of you. You have new opportunities ahead of you. So while something is gone, you
That's
now have the capacity to rebuild something good. So I love that
mm-hmm.
perspective on it. And I'm so sorry to hear about the passing of your mom to this disease, cancer, that's
Thank
rocking
you.
our country. It's rocking the world, actually. And that's why people like you are so important to help teach us what to do to keep our bodies disease free.
Yes.
That's a great segue into my next question, though, because what I would like to know is how can we, or what are some of your top nutrition tips for boosting energy and overall wellness? What would you suggest?
Now, I don't want nobody throwing rocks at me, all right, or tomatoes. I know y'all behave me like throw rock and bottle. I would recommend, first and foremost, let's stay away from the processed food, the packaged food, the processed food. Let's get more whole foods. Whole foods. Whole foods, would you believe it or not? Whole foods are already processed. You believe
Uh,
that? It's already
no.
processed. Nature have already processed it and packaged it and put it into that fruit or that vegetable. And only thing you have to do is absorb the nutrients from it. And that's it. But when we eat packaged food, it's already processed. Your body itself is supposed to digest that. It's already processed and digested, and then you go and you start another processing. Don't
Mm,
want that. That starts a whole ripple effect of other things. But whole food, it feeds your body all the nutrition you need. You have whole foods like the fruits of the trees. Please eat local. Always eat local. You eat local, you get it. That's the freshest, more nourishing, nutrient dense food or
mm,
ever have.
I like that.
Um, you got the we mightn't have the cattle and the sheep and stuff that we used to before, but however, you have the fish right out of the sea. We don't have to go and get packaged meat. How are you getting packaged meat? You know when the flesh dies, rigor mortis said it's like right of almost like
Oh man, don't take my steak from me.
don't throw no rock at me. So we have to be careful what we put in our bodies. We want to put the best. And if we talking about loving ourselves, we want to put the
Yes.
best things inside of our bodies because you love your body, man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know some women, they wouldn't put any makeup on their face, any type of makeup on their face, and they
Right.
put any type of hair in their head. Okay.
Right.
And they ain't putting on any old type of clothes. They're gonna want the best. Some women they want the best. So just how we
Mm-hmm.
want the best for our aesthetics, let's have the best for our internal.
Yes.
Have to have the best. That is what's gonna cause longevity. That is what's gonna slow down aging. That's what's gonna make us vibrant and full of life.
Mm-hmm.
We have when you drive around, you see the almond trees, and I thought almonds all over the road, and nobody's picking them up.
I remember eating them as a little girl, like eating the
Mm,
flesh on the outside and then getting a
exactly,
rock and beating open the seed.
exactly. High in vitamin C on the outside and loaded with vitamin E on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Vitamin E kills cancer.
Oh,
They
wow.
take that away from us
Right.
because of lack of knowledge. What happens? We tend to perish, just like the good Lord say. Lack of knowledge, we
Mm,
perish, and that's
right.
just a law. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And you're
Wow.
accessible to whatever effects that comes along with whatever decision that you made, whether
Yeah,
good, bad, or indifferent.
this is true. This is true. Now,
So
one of the things that I talk about a lot is the fact that from we're born, they're killing us, right? I put they in quotations, right? So from the
yeah,
moment we're born, the artificial formula that we're feeding our kids, when breast milk is best, if you could have that as a supply. And then, of course, all the food that we're eating that's pumped with hormones and processed, like you said, like back in the day when I was a little girl,
mhm,
having Wendy's was a treat, maybe once a week. Now people are eating it like 5 or 7 days a week. Fast food generally, and not just Wendy's, right? So I don't just want to choose, I don't want to
right,
single out Wendy's,
right,
but fast food generally. And
yep,
so our eating habits we've become conditioned to eating fat. Now, let me tell you what happened to me today.
uh-huh,
Okay. I had a plumber come to my house. I
okay,
changed like my kitchen faucet.
uh-huh,
And while he was here, I said to him, I said, listen, when I open the drain on one side of the zinc, water comes up on the next side of the zinc. And I know that that's not supposed to happen. So he said, well, there's a blockage in
hmm,
the pipes.
yeah,
So he got his snake and he started, what do you know what they do with the snake run around? So
yeah,
he took the pipe. We said, oh my gosh. He said, there's so much gunk in here.
wow,
He said, just over time, you clean your meat, all
hmm,
the other things. And I'm like, wow, that's how my arteries
yes,
and veins are being clogged by what I put. That was like a that was
yeah,
like a okay wake up call right there. Because if that's what's happening to my zinc, I'm cooking that food
yes,
and we're eating that, and so that's what's happening to the body. But we don't really connect
hmm,
those sorts of things, right?
yeah,
So we
absolutely,
want to eat whole foods, Coach Renee.
yes.
What else do we want to do to nourish our body is?
We want to stay hydrated. We have to stay hydrated. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't want to
Speak
rock
it
the
plain.
bottle.
Speak it plain.
Hydration. Hydration is not about drinking that fluid in that bottle. Okay. Hydration comes from minerals, electrolytes. So let me say that. Electrolytes is a whole bunch of different minerals, and they that electrify the cells. Okay.
Ah,
Right. So when people get dehydrated, you find them susceptible to high blood pressure. Okay. You find them, they end up with kidney disease or some sort of illness comes along with it. However, you might hear somebody say, oh, I just drink water. I just drink water. You drink water. But however, are you hydrating? Not
there's a
wetting up the
difference.
inside here. You're not wetting up the inside of you. You're not flushing out nothing because in that bottle, that's what
That
Lord,
that
what is
that
it? That's
liquid.
technically that's liquid. Technically, that's
Right.
not water. Water is H2O.
Um,
Okay, H2O. That's hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, you don't find hydrogen and oxygen in that bottle.
okay.
You find hydrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere, and then you have rain. However, you also find it in your fruits, you find it in your vegetables and your leafy greens.
Okay.
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 So when you have a watermelon, that's
Right.
water.
Ah,
When
I
you have
got
a
you.
watercress, that's
Right.
water. When you have
Okay.
coconut water,
Right.
that's
Okay.
water.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
That's interesting to
H2O.
hear. That's
Yeah.
really,
So we
really
want to
interesting.
stay hydrated.
What
And that's
about the sports drinks that promote themselves as
hallelujah.
electrolyte hydration drinks?
Hallelujah. Uh, well, you have the sports drink, and they have all of the supplementation minerals that they put on the inside of it. However, you still want to remain whole. You still want the whole food, okay? Because a lot of those stuff, they're not natural products. They're not
Okay.
they're not natural. So they have to.
Okay.
That's why they call them supplement. Okay,
Right.
they put stuff inside it to bring it to life.
Ah,
And
okay.
most of the time it's just sodium and sugar, with some
Right.
additive for preserving. Okay.
Wow.
However, sodium
Ooh.
it's an electrolyte. What
Mm-hmm.
type of sodium? But we're not gonna get into that.
Okay. No, that's for when we have time to have a much deeper conversation. So we want to eat whole food. We want to hydrate ourselves. Is there anything before we move on to our final question?
And one thing I would like to actually stress, we have to clean our system. Just how we clean our house, just how we clean our clothes, just how we clean our skin in the morning. We have to clean our internal system. Okay. And you do that by a lot of fiber.
Okay.
Fiber is the broom. Go ahead.
So when I hear fiber, because this fiber word is also very confusing. Okay.
Mhm.
When I hear fiber, people think like eating grains like rice or oatmeal or like that's fiber. Is that the fiber you're referring to?
The fiber I'm referring to is something raw. It comes
Okay.
from the skin of your fruits, most skin of your fruits. It comes from the flesh of most fruits and vegetables. The fiber is actually that part of the natural food you consume that doesn't digest.
Okay.
As it eliminates itself, it pulls all the impurities or pulls everything down with it. So it's like
Oh,
flow.
wow.
Okay. Now oatmeal ain't gonna pull that out there. Now oatmeal has some greens on the inside of it that would cause some of that to happen, but most of the time you're not getting a crumb sweep out of that. You
Right.
know?
Because I see sometimes, they have these cereals that have like fiber. And I'm like, you know what? What's the real fiber here? All right.
Yeah,
So that's a conversation that we could pick up for another time.
most
So
definitely.
our true fiber comes from whole food again, right?
Yes.
So we want to make sure that the first thing that we want to do was what again? We want to make sure that we eat whole food. Secondly, we want to make sure that we hydrate. And then thirdly, we want to make sure that we're consuming natural fiber,
Yes.
real true fiber to help
Right.
detoxify the body.
And one more thing, the last thing you should always do is be grateful.
I love that.
Yes. You have to
Yeah.
have time to be grateful. As we cleanse the body, we also have to know and recognize that we have to cleanse the mind. Okay.
Right.
So that's a
Wow.
yeah. So you have mind, body, and you have the spirit. So you clean one,
Okay.
you have to clean them all. So
Right. And you know what? That brings us to our next question because, a lot of times on our health and fitness journey, we start out with gusto. We start out really, really excited. And then it becomes blah, right? So, how can people remain consistent in this lifestyle change and exercise when motivation is low? Which again brings us back to that mind, body, soul thing because now your mind is engaging and the motivation is low.
um maybe turn it into a habit. Okay, I would say this, right? For for us now, where you at now, you take time out to do something that you like. You take time out to, for some people, stop to the bar. For some people, go for ice cream. For some people, every Friday they have to stop the happy hour, either for that comfort or some chicken wings, right? So
Right.
things that would cause you to feel good, feel happy. If you want to continue with movement, even though you're exercising, find a sport or find something that you like that moves. Some people like racquetball, some people like tennis, some people they like to go bird watching. Some people they will go for brisk walk with their friends. We could have a chatty day. Let's go for a walk.
Right.
Some people like to cycle. Some people like the ocean, they want to go for a swim. So
Right.
different things you can do even though you're still moving, you're developing new habits. So I would say develop new habits. Develop habits that you like that is beneficial for you.
Okay.
You know, drive your husband out the house. Let's go. Okay, so
All right, I
my
love
parents,
it.
what they used to do to us, they used to take us to the beach, Clifton Pale, as kids, and they used to make us run. They used to say, y'all can't, y'all gotta run dry." By the time it was we know we'd be down cable car harbor.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
what made it so exciting was it wasn't a punishment and it wasn't a chore. It became exciting because it was around the time and you have the fruits on the tree that are bearing. You have from cocoa plum to sea grapes, and we from
Right.
tree to tree. So,
I love that.
hmm.
I love that.
So
Uh,
don't take it on as a chore.
Right.
You know, find something that you love and make it a habit.
Awesome. I love that, Coach Renee. And our last question for this live today as we begin to bring it to a close is that we live in a microwave generation
Mhm,
where people want instant results. Like, I've been working out with you for 1 week,
mhm,
and some people may believe that in that period of time, you should drop 5 pounds or they have this goal in mind. So, how do we, what do we do to help people who want to see results quickly? Because I mean, the weight that I have put on, I've been saying this my baby weight and my baby 30, right? So it's taken years for us to become in the state that we currently are in. So how would you encourage the person that wants instant results, understanding that changing lifestyles and movement is a process?
mhm. Know your why. Know why you're doing it. You want to lose the weight, so you have to be patient with yourself. And if you want you to lose the weight and keep it off, you have to do things within the law of what it's how it's supposed to be done. Like you can't cook rice in a microwave. It's not going to taste the same as you did it on the stove. Okay, it's going to get cold even quicker.
Right.
On top of that, so what you want to do, you just want to you want to be sustainable. You want to take sustainable action to have lasting results. Nothing good comes quickly.
Quickly, right.
Nothing good
Right.
comes quickly. So sustainable actions and consistency is always key. If you long as you're consistent, you will get the results. You will see the results. Now keep in mind one thing I always tell my clients, you have to be when you're consistent, you have to always recognize the reward steps. You want to see all of the weight drop off one time. However, we're healing from inside out. So you'll find yourself, don't be hard on yourself if you don't see it in 2 months or 3 months. Notice the reward steps. Notice that, okay, I am stronger. Notice I am sleeping better. Notice that, okay, I don't have this pain in my knee. My lower back is healed. Notice these little things. Notice, okay, I'm not always hungry. My appetite is stabilizing. These little things you have to notice and you have to reward yourself for that or compliment yourself for that. And those things that will keep you on a regimen to keep you moving forward.
Awesome. Coach Renee, I believe that God orchestrates the things that we need, and I'm so grateful for the fact that He has orchestrated the opportunity for us to work together, but also for you to speak tonight about loving yourself and giving the tips that you have given tonight as a starting point for lifestyle changes. It's been such an incredible conversation. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your energy, for, just really challenging us to think about things differently, to think about health differently, and to think about movement differently, and that it's different for different people. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you for sharing with us how to hydrate our bodies, how to fuel our bodies, the things that we should eat, and the fact that movement is life. I love that our conversation isn't just about working out, but it's about mindset, it's about movement, it's about making choices that will help us in the long run. Is not like a microwave approach, but you've shared with us the importance of slow, consistent action.
Yes.
And so thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. Coach Renee is a functional fitness coach. She is a boxing coach. She is a health and nutrition expert. And so if you're not following Coach Renee, I'd encourage you to follow her on social media platforms, Box Fit Nation or RN Minus. Get all the information that you can and see if she is a good fit for you to work with one on your health journey. She is certainly someone that I'm excited to work with. We've been working together for 1 week, and I've truly seen the difference in my body.
Amen.
Now, as we close our first segment on loving yourself, I want to remind you that this is just the beginning of our series. To stay tuned for more of these conversations in the future. If you're ready to take action, if you're ready to start prioritizing your health, reach out to Coach Renee. Get inspiration and let's commit to loving ourselves by making the choices that honor our bodies and our well being. Thank you so
Amen.
much, Coach Renee. Hang in for me. Don't go yet as I close our live out, as I end our live broadcast.
All right. Bye,
Even though
everybody.
I'm trying to share my screen, I'm really not trying to share my screen. I really want to just end the live.